Alright, listen up, because this is a crucial update for everyone on SSI and SSDI. The Treasury has just officially announced a significant shakeup to the Social Security payment calendar. And look, I know what that means. It means more stress and more uncertainty for millions who are already budgeting down to the very last dollar. I can already hear you thinking, just what I needed, another curveball. When that monthly deposit is your lifeline, the last thing you want is confusion about when it's going to arrive. But that's why I'm here. I've spent my morning buried in the Treasury's dense report, pulling out what you actually need to know. And the good news is, there are a few key details in here that can help you get ahead of these changes. Let's break down what's really going on. The Social Security Administration, in coordination with the Department of Treasury, has been conducting a deep dive analysis of their payment delivery network. What they've found are significant inefficiencies in the current schedule, cracks in the system, causing genuine financial hardship for the very people who depend on these benefits most. They've finally realized that the calendar itself can be an obstacle to financial stability. Let me paint a clear picture of the current system. If you're on SSI, you're used to that payment hitting on the first of the month. The only exception is if the first is a weekend or a federal holiday, in which case you get it early, which can be helpful but also disrupts a consistent monthly routine. For SSDI recipients, it's a different story. Your payment date is dictated by your birthday. If you were born between the 1st and the 10th of any month, your check is scheduled for the second Wednesday. Born from the 11th to the 20th, you're on the third Wednesday. And for everyone born from the 21st through the end of the month, your payment is set for the fourth Wednesday. On paper, it seems organized, but in practice, it's a logistical nightmare for millions. The Treasury's own report highlights that the primary driver for these new changes is to, and I'm quoting, enhance payment predictability and alleviate the financial distress caused by inconsistent deposit dates. In plain English, they've officially acknowledged that when your payment date bounces around, your financial life can spiral into chaos. Your landlord doesn't care that the third Wednesday was a holiday. Your electric company's due date doesn't shift because the first was a Sunday. Your bills have fixed dates, but your income doesn't, and that's the core problem. The report explicitly states they want to bring stability to beneficiaries who need these funds for basic, non-negotiable living expenses. And while it feels long overdue, I'm encouraged they're publicly recognizing this as a problem that needs a real solution. Now, let's talk about the sheer scale of who this affects, because it's massive. We're looking at roughly 7.5 million people receiving SSI. These are some of our most vulnerable citizens, seniors on a shoestring budget, adults and children with severe disabilities, and individuals who are blind. These are people who, by definition, have minimal assets and next to no other income to fall back on when a payment is delayed. Then, add the nearly 8.5 million Americans on SSDI. These are hardworking people who paid into the system for years, only to have their lives derailed by a disability that prevents them from working. This includes veterans with lasting injuries, parents battling chronic illnesses who can no longer be their family's primary breadwinner, young adults whose futures were altered by a sudden accident, and people struggling with mental health conditions that make holding a steady job impossible. All told, that's over 16 million Americans. This isn't some niche group. It's millions of households struggling to pay for groceries, keep the heat on, and ensure they have a safe place to sleep. So, what is the actual change the Treasury has confirmed? Beginning in early 2026, the SSA will roll out a new, streamlined payment schedule designed to minimize month-to-month fluctuations. The core idea is one word: consistency. For everyone on SSI, this means moving away from the first-of-the-month rule that gets constantly disrupted by the calendar. Instead, they are working to establish a fixed, predictable payment date each month that will remain the same, regardless of weekends or holidays. The final date isn't announced yet, but the mission is to give you a date you can absolutely count on. For those on SSDI, the birthday-based Wednesday schedule remains the foundation. However, the key change is in managing payments that fall on a holiday. Rather than the current system of pushing it to the day before, They're developing a more standardized approach that will be published far in advance, eliminating guesswork about when your money will be available in your account. This transition comes with its own set of potential headaches. First, any change is disruptive. If for the last decade you've built your financial life around your SSI payment arriving on the 1st, and suddenly it's scheduled for the 4th, that will require a major adjustment. It means you'll have to get on the phone with your landlord, your car loan provider, and every utility company to adjust your automatic bill pay dates. Second, this won't be an overnight switch. The Treasury's plan outlines a phased rollout throughout 2026. This means there will be a transition period where things could feel even more chaotic before they become stable. That kind of uncertainty is the last thing anyone needs, and I understand the stress it can cause. Third, and this is the most critical point, for those of you living on the absolute edge, a 2 or 3 day shift in your payment can be catastrophic. It can be the difference between paying a bill on time and getting a late fee, or between having funds in your account and facing a painful overdraft charge. But the announcement contains good news that offers a path forward. 1. The government has mandated that the SSA must provide a minimum of 90 days advance notice before any change hits your account. This gives you a 3-month window to prepare, make those phone calls, and rework your budget. 2. The SSA will be required to publish a comprehensive 12-month payment calendar. You will be able to look up the entire year and know the exact date of every single deposit. No more surprises or anxiously refreshing your bank app. 3. They are investing in upgrading the direct deposit infrastructure. The goal is to dramatically cut down on payments that get delayed, which forces the SSA to issue a slow paper check. This means more reliable electronic payments. And fourth, their formal acknowledgement that the old system created hardship is a big deal psychologically. While that doesn't put money in your pocket today, it signals a shift that could lead to better policies. So, what are your action items right now? First, log in to the SSA website or call to ensure they have your current mailing address. That 90-day notice is useless if it goes to an old apartment. Second, if you don't have one, create a My Social Security account at ssa.gov. It's free, secure, and the fastest way to see your payment schedule and receive direct updates. Third, start auditing your monthly bills now. Make a list of all your due dates. See which companies offer grace periods. You have plenty of time to get organized. Fourth, if you use direct deposit, log into your SSA account and double-check that your bank routing and account numbers are up to date. You do not want a payment lost in limbo during the transition. And fifth, please be kind to yourself through this process. It is completely normal to feel stressed or anxious. Your benefits are your lifeline, and it's okay to be concerned. I know for many of you the current schedule is a tightrope walk. You're already behind and worried. Don't forget to use the 211 service. It's a free hotline that can connect you to local charities and government programs in your zip code. And for my fellow veterans, I urge you to contact the VA. They offer a whole separate ecosystem of support. Here's the bottom line. I know so many of you are worn out. You're tired of the constant rule changes, the uncertainty, and the daily struggle. Your fight is real and valid. These Treasury changes are not a perfect solution. They won't fix the underlying problem that benefit amounts are often too low. But predictable income is a critical piece of the puzzle. It gives you a solid foundation to plan from. You have navigated every challenge that has come your way. You will get through this too. You have a reservoir of strength and resourcefulness deeper than you know. If this breakdown helped you prepare, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I'll be tracking this story closely, and I promise to share the official payment dates the moment they're announced. Drop a comment right now and tell me, are you on SSI or SSDI? What's your biggest concern about this transition? What other government benefit topics should I investigate for you? I read every single comment personally because your feedback helps me create content that truly serves this community. And make sure you watch my video on navigating the 211 system. I'll link it right up here. It's a powerful lifeline you might not even know you have. Thanks for watching. Remember, we are in this together, and you have the strength to navigate this.